what a game it was last night. I think it's the epitome of a roller coaster game. Up 3-0, tied 3-3, up 5-3, tied 5-5, lose 6-5. There was a controversial play at the end of the game by Travis Bazana not being able to end it in regulation time, or the ninth inning, whatever you want to call it. There were walks galore. You had Cade Smith in the high leverage situation. Come in, do what was needed. Then Matt Festa gave it away. Rhys Hoskins hit a home run. Rocchio. It had a little bit of everything. The only thing it didn't have was a happy ending for the Guardians. Zach, in your mind, what was the pivotal takeaway or the pivotal play in last night's game that prohibited Cleveland from pulling out a win in Minnesota?
More than one, I'll just say, given the bases away and the runs away with the walks, multiple guys. Slade, great start. Started doing it. Bullpen, walking guys loaded.
5 walks in the inning.
And Cade bails them out and gives you a second life and can't do it. So this team stinks right now. In a way, that's okay. In a way, it's screaming at the front office to not wait, right? The All-Star break is directly ahead. But clearly they're leaking oil. I heard Stephen Vogt say the offense was phenomenal tonight. I would challenge him on the definition of phenomenal. It was better by their very low standards. But we don't know the pitcher, the name's escaping me, who took the hit.
Herron.
Herron, yes. They can't afford to lose anybody in that
No.
pen, even though guys are struggling. I got to worry. I wonder if Zabrowski's healthy. But
He had just come off the IL.
Yeah,
so.
this is major concern. There's a long list of concerns, but the bullpen to me has to be at the top.
Man, I look at this, man, and I keep asking the baseball dudes. I said, man, you worried? They're like, oh, this division stinks. No one's going to run away with it. I'm like, bro, you don't need nobody to run away with stuff for you to lose. You can just get slow walked. Like, you look at, I think the Twins have won, 4 in a row over the Guardians?
Something like that.
4 in a
They're
row.
only a game back of the Guardians now for second place.
Now, look, remember we talked about, they're like, the Twins are terrible. Remember when Detroit was, 12, 13 games out? You look up, they're 5.5 out, right? We talked about the White Sox. The White Sox came into Cleveland. They split a 4-game set. And so, yes, the division is mediocre or bad, most people would say. But the problem is we keep referring to Chicago, Minnesota, Detroit as if they're playing, above their minds, and we are, we're just waiting them to come back to the back of the pack. No, they're saying the same thing about Cleveland. When in them locker rooms, they're like, psst, it's the Guardians. Where's Jose? We're not scared of that.
Right.
Angel Martinez, where is he at? Where's the power coming from? Hey, we like Travis Bazana and DeLauter, but guess what? Those are rookie and young dudes, and the bullpen is walking people, and it's not been as consistent as they usually were. So, yeah, right now, they're looking at the Guardians the same way we look at everybody else. And right now, I would definitely disagree with Stephen Vogt saying the offense was phenomenal. It's been hit or miss. Even when they get the runs, the demoralizing part is you get the runs, but then you lose. You can't hold the lead.
Yeah,
Look how they created those runs in the 7th inning, right?
Yeah.
You just steal a base during a phenomenal at-bat by Quan. But Quan's pinch hitting. He's not playing because he can't hit, and he's your pinch hitter. Right? And he ends up having a great at-bat. He walks, and they get a well-timed bunt. That's not phenomenal. It's good baseball. It's not phenomenal.
It was a great bunt by Rocchio, by the way.
Yes, it was a great
score.
bunt.
And then Bazana afterwards, half check swing, gets the single to keep the inning going. As good as Bazana is at the plate, and obviously that's not his shining moment of the season, but he got a hit in a big moment. He is terrifying in the field. And it's not an issue yet.
Oh, it's problematic.
It is teetering on. This is about to become a real issue. In the 9th inning, there's a little spinner. They ended up calling it a single. That would have got them out of the 9th. It was with 2 outs in the 9th. It allowed another runner to come up, and then 2 batters later, the Twins hit the walk-off. Yeah. And I believe it was the 8th or the 7th. I think it was the 7th inning. Yeah, when they gave up all the walks. The 3rd out was a Bazana put out to first base to Hoskins. Bazana makes a nice little half slide to stop it. He's 15 feet from first base. Rhys Hoskins has a full extended stretch off the bag to snag that and pull that back in. Every routine ground ball to Bazana right now feels like it is an absolute roller coaster of emotions. And when you make a play, you take a deep breath at a position where all that should be routine. He's so good with the bat, he'll find a way to be in this lineup. He is the future face of this organization. I am not denying that whatsoever. All I'm saying is his rookie rows at second base in the field, they are going to come back and bite them in the you-know-what sooner rather than later. And I hope it's not in a crucial playoff moment because that kid's future is special. His ceiling is sky high. but I don't feel confident with any ground ball hit his way right now.
Well, if you look at the whole middle infield, Rocchio can make spectacular plays. You'd be like, that's a heck of a play right there. But then he has times where routine plays catch up to him.
He crushed the home run last night.
So you'll give some give and take. If you're gonna bat the way you batting, and if he's gonna have the stick going, or if Bazana's gonna have the power and the numbers on when it comes to being at the plate, you'll take it. You'll take some errors or plays where they rule it a hit. And you're like, I don't know about
He's
that.
got it. Bazana had to make the play tonight.
Yeah, come on.
You got to make that play.
That's a play you got to make as a pro. But the thing is, I think now it's fascinating. The give and take with the Guardians is they leaned in on pitching and defense, and they were like, yeah, our offense is trash. So now they're like, okay, now we're kind of seeing the growing pains of having hitters, and you're gonna have to excuse a few things because that's what you're looking for is more improved power.
It's one of 162 like the others, but today is not a typical Thursday throwaway game. Like, they need to stop the bleeding. Gavin Williams to come out and deal, and I don't care if it's 8-7 or 3-2. They got to play clean defensively. They need to start their ace to be an ace, and the guys got to step up and hit the ball and make these defensive plays because they have to win this game.
And Bailey Ober is by no means a stopper on the other end. This is a significant pitching advantage to the Cleveland Guardians in today's rubber match. They lost the first 2 games to Minnesota. They need to get at least one of these before they head to Miami to wrap up their first half slate before next week's All-Star break. I'm not sure there's any team in baseball outside of the New York Yankees that need the All-Star break more right now than the Cleveland Guardians, just for a complete mental reset.
That's right.
Give some time for Jose, give some time for Angel Martinez to rest up and recover. But they need it badly because this division, these standings, that's what the numbers you see on your screen right here, they paint a very different picture than where we were at 2 weeks ago. A very, very different picture. And our overall feelings for this team are a lot different today than they were 10 days ago.
Well, when you play in so many one-run games and low-scoring games, you put so much pressure on making the little plays and on the bullpen. And when you don't, you don't. And so I know the initial X-rays on Tim Herron were positive. I think we're going to find out more this morning, but you might have to put him on the IL because you need arms in that pen.
Yeah.
When Ciccone doesn't make it out of the 4th inning, that's stress on everybody, and multiple guys came in and continue to put guys on base.
On a positive note real quick, Cade Smith coming into the 8th inning in that situation and getting out unscathed. Cojones. Bruh. And it's a shame that Matt Festa in the 9th obviously allows Minnesota to walk it off. But Cade Smith was so good, so dominant, so clutch, right? Like, clutch is the word to use. They needed a win last night. They were in the highest leverage situation possible. Vogt goes to his closer an inning early, and he comes out and delivers. And it wasn't a flawless. He walked a guy. It wasn't flawless, but he got out without giving up a run after inheriting 2 runners on base and no one out. He was a stalwart last night. He was exactly what you needed him to be. He showed and proved why he was voted by his peers to the American League All-Star team. It's just a shame they weren't able to close the deal and end with a win, because those kind of performances from Cade can help jolt and re-energize a team. It's even more demoralizing when they give it away afterwards, after your best guys come in and do what they're supposed to do.
Yeah, it's a shame because he's the only one that kind of got it going in the bullpen. And you need to, I think I don't want to get to a point where now you don't trust anybody else. The bullpen has injuries, and now you fight the urge of being like, okay, well, we got to use him 2 innings. Like, let's go 8th and 9th. Like, nah, bro, you got to find somebody else that's going to step into that setup role and making sure everything is, I don't want to burn them out halfway through the season. So, they got to find somebody else to throw strikes, hit people out.
They do. They're going to have to make a move there. A couple days ago, I was like, okay, I've seen enough of the Rhys Hoskins experiment. Now he's hit homers in back-to-back games. And it's like, but on this team they need, the other at-bats have not been spectacular.
Thank God for Austin Hedges, who's hitting almost 290.
Yeah.
He's hitting 288 on the season.
He's leading the team
in batting average.
That's wild work, bro.
Yeah.
That's wild.
In a million years.
It's one of those not
that ain't
stats.
No.
They called me crazy.
And listen, that's real. I mean, obviously, not an everyday starter.
Right.
Not a ton of at-bats.
Crazy.
But 14 RBIs is more than a lot of guys who play every day for the Guardians. 3 home runs is nothing to scoff at. And 288 batting average, that ranks him top 15 in the entire major leagues right now. So
he been
shout out
hitting
to
well
Austin
this year.
Hedges.
He been
Shout him
hitting
out.
well. He ain't up there looking shabby, bro. I'm not gonna lie.